Tony D and Little Joan in the background somewhere, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Love Hurts, starring Quan as a real estate guy who's really secretly a hitman who's retired. Smash a like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 15, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, you can pretty much write this one. Hitman, he's living a quiet life. You don't know he's a hitman. Then everybody shows up to kill him. And then it's revealed he used to be a hitman. His ex-friend or lover, I don't know who she is, comes back to save him / make him fight again. His brother runs the organized crime syndicate he left. Academy Award winner. Come on, you can't get a better screenplay than this for Academy Award winner. Anyhow, that's the woman he saved. And I gotta say, in this trailer, she just looks like dead weight. There's like no energy behind her performance whatsoever. Quan is trying to lift the whole movie by himself. The stuntmen are doing their part, but I don't even know why she's in this movie. There's zero chemistry between them. Like, zero in this trailer. What is she there for? I have no idea. Like, you needed either to hire the hottest girl imaginable, like Sydney Sweeney, who's just so achingly beautiful, you're like, oh yeah, I'd be in love with her. Or you needed someone, I don't know, that had some amount of energy. She doesn't look like she has the... There's like one shot of her pointing a gun in this, and it looks so slow. Quan, however, I didn't know this. He can be an action guy. He damn well can be an action guy. He's looking good as an action guy. February 7th, by the way. I think they're going to try to build this as some kind of Valentine's Day movie. I don't know if it'll work. Kihu is very charismatic. The female lead, I'm just not buying her at all. Here's the other problem with it. Kihu is from Vietnam originally, but he is of Chinese descent. Now, in organized crime syndicates are divided by ethnicity. And that's true almost universally. It's extremely rare that somebody from a different ethnic group will be in, for instance, in the mafia, you have to be Sicilian. In the American mafia, you have to be of Sicilian descent, with very, very rare exceptions, and you still have to be at least part Sicilian, and you still have to be, you know, you may not be a made guy, you just be an associate. Now, as an associate, yeah, you can maybe make some inroads, but, and I've written books on this, so I know what I'm talking about. The other organized crime syndicates, especially the triads, who would be the Chinese organized crime, are extremely, you know, some triads don't even speak English on purpose. They refuse to learn English, and they operate in the United States. God damn it, John. So if you were going to cast Quan in a movie in which he had formerly been in an organized crime syndicate, it would probably be the triads 99% of the time, which would mean the other guys in his organization should be Chinese. Okay? So they've got the Rainbow Coalition of organized crime here. Yeah, his brother's Chinese. Well, that's his brother. He had to be Chinese. They couldn't get around that one, I guess, unless they were adopted. But like the rest of the guys in the gang, I don't know if any of them out. Where are the Chinese guys? Here's another guy. He's white. That doesn't make any sense. Now, it's a comedy action. And you might say, oh, Tony, you've said before, if your comedy's on point, it kind of doesn't matter. You can kind of ignore the rules. I did say that, and that is true. The problem is the comedy's not at that level. Like if you're doing an airplane style comedy, yeah, it wouldn't matter. If I'm laughing throughout this trailer, probably wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter at all. I might point it out and go, well, it's not really a sensible organized crime syndicate, but man, this movie's funny. The trailer's just not that funny. It's okay. It's amusing. The problem is most of the amusing bits have been done a bazillion times. I mean, we're going all the way back to The Long Kiss Goodnight and before. Great movie, by the way. I love that movie. You know, somebody who seemingly has a nice, cute life and is harmless. It turns out they're a stone cold killer. You just need to awaken the beast again. So, yeah, this guy, why would this guy be in the organization? He's heavy set too. And you can have heavy set guys in organized crime, but usually they're already the bosses. They're not usually the guys that chase dudes. And this guy, was Danny Trejo not available that week? Come on. He looks appropriately menacing, but there's no way he'd be in this organization. Okay, you're going to do freelance hitman again. Okay, John Wick, guy who watched John Wick too many times. It's not really a thing. And again, the further you get away from reality, the harder it is to sell the comedy. Okay? If you're going to do it, if you're going to go balls in on the comedy, do it. Make it super funny. Make each one of these hitman characters hilarious. But they're not hilarious. They're just there, and they're supposed to be menacing, and I'm not buying it. Because they're not realistic enough to be menacing, and they're not funny enough for me to ignore that you've ignored the menacing part. So, the quickest fix for this movie would have been to make every single goon Chinese. And to make it the triads, and to have a little information about the triad organization throughout the movie. And they're coming to kill Quan because he left the organization. And the girl should probably be Chinese too, because their associates are often Chinese. They tend to stay within their own ethnic groups, even in the United States. But you could make an exception for the girl, because it could be that she was in trouble with the organized crime and she owed them money, and that's why she was slated to be killed, and that's why Quan didn't kill her, because he loves her or he liked her and he couldn't bring himself to kill her. Something like that. But this female lead, she just seems like low energy. She's trying to be cool, but not buying it. I'm not buying her action. I'm buying Kwan's action, and I'm shocked because I really didn't see him much as an action guy. I mean, he did a little bit, I guess, in the movie he won the Academy Award for, but he looks on point for that. I could see a movie with him being a more serious action guy, but I like that he's doing comedy. We need more comedies, but this needs to be funnier. That's the bottom line. I mean, you're doing the shtick where he's behind this door, he's trying to hold the hitman that he's just beaten up back while he's still in the real estate office. Yeah, that might work, I guess, but it's kind of funny. But it's not very realistic. So you need to make it even funnier. I needed to have more characterization from the people he's interacting with. So he can't just be holding the hitman while he's holding this door. It's got to be his boss, and his boss is mad. Or his boss is weird. And he's got some quirk that comes out like that in a trailer, and boom, you sell it to me. Like, oh, this will be hilarious. He sounds like a cool character too. Like, all the characters need to be very distinct and funny, even in this trailer. Otherwise, what is it? Okay, first act, he's a real estate guy. He's very cute. He's good at what he does. He loves it. But one day he gets this cryptic message. Oh no, something's happening, and then some guys try to kill him, and you're like, who is this guy that they just tried to kill? He seems like a nice real estate man, but secretly he has all these moves and he got away. Well, second act reveals that a woman he saved in his past when he was in organized crime has recontacted him and saved him, and now they're going to take on his brother's old operation because his brother has found him. At first, Quan is resistant and he wants to go back to his old life, but he can't. He tries to fight these guys. It doesn't work. And eventually he's forced to confront the entire gang and his brother with this woman who he shared some kind of relationship with. And together they defeat his brother, because that's the only way this could end. But you need to make it funny as hell. Here's a poignant moment, I think, with him holding up a picture of him and his brother. Here's a funny moment where he's still trying to sell the house while the hitmen are shooting it up with machine guns. That bit doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work. I get what they're trying to do, but no one's that stupid. Come on. He can't sell the house as they're actively machine gunning it. It doesn't make any sense. So, would I see this movie? Maybe. Only because I like these movies. But to be honest, I you know, it's so far down on the list, it would have to be a very specific stance in which somebody turned it on and said, "Oh, I want to watch this," and I'd be like, "Okay," and I'd be sort of half watching it, and if it was even slightly not funny, I'd tune out. And it looks not that funny. So I don't hold out hope that I would tune into this movie and like it, despite the fact that I do like Short Round, and I wish he'd get a better script. Academy Award winner, this is the best script you could give him? Like yet another knockoff of the Hitman thing, only slightly amusing and funny? I mean, I guess you could sell this for Valentine's Day. I guess you could. Couples could see it. It's harmless enough. But there's no chemistry between him and the female lead that I could see in this trailer. So I don't think that part of it's going to work for Valentine's Day. Yeah. So Hollywood just needs some better ideas. You could take this idea of him being a real estate guy and a bunch of guys are trying to kill him. Just take the hitman part out of it. That's all you need to do. You can make him a guy who sells real estate and he does martial arts. Why not? Then it would be at least semi-realistic that he's fighting for his life and he could do it and he could defend himself. He's a black belt. He's a third-degree black belt. He loves martial arts and he's a real estate guy. What's wrong with that? There are people who are like that. And then when he defends himself and beats everybody up, you could say, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. He's a martial arts guy." You know, you could suspend your disbelief that he beats the guys with guns and knives and whatever. Because at least he's trained to a degree. This idea that every former hitman or guy in a mafia organization or whatever, it's just got superpowers to kill dozens of people. It just, you know, it's so old. At least John Wick, they portrayed him as this, you know, guy who was unique even amongst the organized crime guys. But the more and more you do this, the more and more you make John Wick and all characters like him less unique. You're just beating this thing to death. And Hollywood has done this before. They did it with Die Hard. Everything for a while was Die Hard in this or Die Hard in that. Die Hard in a ski lodge. Die Hard in a bowling alley. Die Hard in a phone booth. Literally, that's what they were pitching back in the late 80s and early 90s. Then it was X-Files. It was X-Files this, X-Files in Canada, X-Files in South America. So now, these days, it's the Hitman thing. I mean, this is basically Nobody. The Nobody movie with Bob Odenkirk, except instead of being a real estate agent, you know, Bob Odenkirk was a family man with a boring job. So, how many times are we going to do this? Give the Academy Award-winning actor Quan a better script. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan, somewhere in the house. Thanks for tuning in. I will be at the Summers Point Historical Society tonight at 7 p.m. for my talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil. We will not be in the mansion. We will be at the Historical Society's facility at 745 Shore Road. It's not at the mansion. It's not at the mansion. I said it was at the mansion yesterday. It's not at the mansion. The mansion's a few blocks away, so don't go to the mansion. Go to the Historical Society's building at 745 Shore Road in Summers Point, the place where they invented Taco Tuesday. And that's it for me. We'll see you in the next one.